Now, the largest tech and innovation exhibition in Europe, VivaTech, is opening its doors today. Elon Musk and Emmanuel Macron are among those set to speak during the four-day trade show. And the issues being discussed this year include the funding for artificial intelligence and its regulation as well. Well, our tech editor is Julia Seeger, and she's at VivaTech for us. She joins me live on the programme now. Julia, first of all, just tell us what the mood is like there right now.
Well, the French president is about to enter VivaTech. He's going to start walking around the aisles of the trade show. And, you know, this is something that he knows very well because he's considered as the president of the startup nation, as we say. He's really been a huge supporter of the French tech industry. But this year, actually, the French tech industry is not doing quite well after 2 years where seed money was really flowing. Well, more and more this is becoming more complicated, and it seems like a lot of the startups are now having trouble finding seed money. So he is going to address that. But I did want to tell you a little bit more about what VivaTech is pushing forward this year, innovations that are set to bring profound and positive impacts on society. So we're going to be talking about artificial intelligence. You know that this is a growing sector. It represents a market share of about $500 billion. And of course, it's growing fast. It's also raising ethical questions on privacy, but also because it's entering all of the sectors. Now, diversity and inclusion are also two other important themes, with an entire village dedicated to femtech, so all the technologies having to do with women's well-being. There's also a lot of initiatives to try to push more young girls and women to enter the STEM and tech sector because, unfortunately, they're still widely underrepresented.
And another big issue this year, Julia, is so-called green tech and the innovations to try and improve sustainability. What can you tell us a bit about that?
Well, that's right. Green tech is huge this year at VivaTech. As you know, to be able to get to net zero, you need to reduce the carbon emissions, but you also need to develop technologies that can carbon capture, if you will. And that's exactly what the French startup Morpho is doing. So what they're doing is using imagery, satellite imagery, to map depopulated forests. With the data that they also collect on the ground, they can then decide which plants to plant according to the ecosystem. And they create these capsules that they can then drop with this drone on huge areas, and that allows them to really repopulate and reforest huge areas. They did this project in Gabon, and it was very successful indeed, and now they want to also do the same in Brazil. So you have this type of innovation, but you also have more frugal type of innovation that everyone can use on a daily basis. So this is an award-winning sticker that can tackle a problem that we all face at home, and this is really to try to prolong the life, the freshness of produce. So what they use is bioactive material that plants actually make. So this is biomimicry, and when a mushroom, for instance, wants to develop within the fruit, well, it simply can't because of this bioactive material.
And Julia, staying with sustainability, what about technologies this year that are trying to help us improve renewable energies?
That's right. We often hear about wind, solar, also tidal energy, but what was really mind-boggling to me this year was something that we call osmotic power. It's how to harness the power of salt. So what they do is that they use the difference in salinity that you find in fresh water and the difference that it has with seawater, and that energy is created when they meet in estuaries, for instance. And this is very interesting because you don't have the problem of intermittency of renewable energy. So you can really see here that at VivaTech you get to discover all the latest tech trends and all the ways in which people are trying to find solutions to some of the most pressing issues.
Julia Seeger, our tech editor at VivaTech. Thank you very much.